meaning to elevate me above them through crowning me as king. The letter Vav, Vayikhu li Truma, she says, Ikhu li Truma. They should take me an offering, or take me an elevation to me. It's another way of understanding Vayikhu li Truma. We'll see later, there's a lot of different ways of understanding it. But the Vav, the first Vav, and they should bring, the word and is extra. Klomar, כמו שאני לקחתי אותם לי לעם, כן גם הם יקחו אותי לאלוקים. Meaning, this means, what do you mean, and they should bring to me an offering? And means, just like I took them for me as a nation, they should take me as their God. Again, the whole part of the Zohar in Parshat Tumah is talking about the immense love between Hashem and the Jewish people. פירוש הפסוק הבא להלן, הנה מדבר שם בשבח כנסת ישראל. The following pasuk is speaking about the credit regarding Knesset Israel, the congregation of Israel. ואמר מי זאת הנשקפה? מי היא וכמה גדולה וחשובה היא זאת אשר מתחילה הייתה נשקפה ונראית כמו שחר. It's a pasuk that says, who is this that is seen? Nishkefa means could be seen from far as the dawn. כזוהר ככוכב השחר, as the stars of the dawn. ואחר זה נתעלתה עד שנעשית יפה כלבנה, and afterwards it was elevated, it became beautiful like the moon. ואחר זה הוסיפה עוד ביופי עד שנעשית ברק החמה, and then it continues to grow in its beauty until it became illuminated like the sun. ולפי רוב חשיבותה מעלתה היא איומה כנתגלות, which means it gives fear to anyone who sees her, like the flags from many army camps, which put fears over anyone who sees them. These are levels in higher levels in shvachim, in compliments to the Jewish nation, Jewish people. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai opened and said, לפרש מה שכתוב, מי זאת הנשקפה כמו שחר, יפה כלבנה, ברק החמה, איומה כנתגלות. These 4 levels that we mentioned before. ואמר מה שכתוב, that's what it says, מי זאת, בית תיבות אלו, these 2 words, מי זאת, who is this? רזה דתרין עלמין, this is the secret of 2 worlds. There's 2 words over here. And Rabbi Shimon opened and said, these 2 words are secret of 2 worlds. הם סוד שני עולמות שהם לאה ורחל, שכל אחת היא עולם בפני עצמה. כמובן, לאה נקראת מי, ורחל נקראת זאת. You have 2 words, מי and זאת. And the Zohar is saying, Rabbi Shimon is saying, this is hinting to 2 worlds. What are the 2 words? Leah and Rachel. As we know that we have 2 partsufim, we have the partsuf Leah and partsuf Rachel. Partsuf Leah corresponds to the sphere of Bina. We know the sphere of Bina corresponds to the number 40, which corresponds to obviously the number, also the number 40 in certain ways, but also the number 50. As we know, Nun Shalei Bina, that there's 50 gates of understanding, Bina. So Bina corresponds to number 50, and the word mi, who, also has a numerical value of 50, which in this case connects to le. Zot means this. You can point your finger and saying this. This means usually corresponds to the sphere of Malchut. We know by Zot Chanukah is the last day of Chanukah, the 8th day of Chanukah, usually corresponds to the sphere of Malchut, of the revelation. Because Zot, when you can point your finger at something and say this, that's when you have revelation, open revelation. Open revelation is the concept of and is affected through the sphere of Malchut. Now, let's stop here for 1 second. Just talk about the fact that, how does it go that there's 2 words here? Mizot. Okay, so how did the Rashbi know that this corresponds to the secrets of La and Rachel? So first of all, as we know, the Rashbi compiled the Zohar based on his revelations that he received from Eliyahu Navi. And these are the secrets of the Torah, and the secrets of the Torah are hinted to in the simple meaning of the text, and it takes someone who knows the secrets to reveal it to us. On a deeper level, however, we know that you see a lot of structures in Kabbalah that says this corresponds to this, which corresponds to this, corresponds to this. And sometimes, the uninitiated have to just remember that. And just remember that Malchut sometimes is called Parsuf Rachel, without always knowing all the intricacies of the differences between when you're speaking about something as a Parsuf, when you're speaking it as a Sphira, etc. The point is, obviously, all the Sphirot and all these terms that we're referring to in Kabbalah, I guess we'll be saying it over and over and over again as we're going over it, are describing spiritual phenomena. And spiritual phenomena cannot be comprehended in the same way that physical phenomena is. Physical phenomena is defined by time and space. So you see it. You see physical phenomena as it happens in this world, and you can taste it. You can feel it. You can look at it. You have the senses, the 5 physical senses, to relate to physical phenomena. Spiritual phenomena is not the case. So the Kabbalists developed different ways of describing spiritual phenomena with, hopefully as abstract and non-corporeal terms, but still as physical terms. Rachel and Leah, as we know, are the 2 wives of Yaakov. And there's a reason, obviously, for everything. There's a reason why Leah is Bina and Rachel is Malchut. And obviously the words in the Torah and the names of the 10 Sfirot and the Parsufim and the relationships with them. And there's, in Kabbalah you have a lot of different ways to explain the same thing. And the idea is that by looking from different dimensions, each one shines in different light and a different perspective on something that the last analogy, the last concept did not share with us. So by looking at it from a different directions, the initiate becomes more and more accustomed to these concepts that are very intricate, very light and abstract concepts. It begins developing a feeling for those concepts, a feeling that once he develops it, the only way to give it over to someone else is again using these same terminology and says, you know what I mean. How do you give over a feeling? You try to give as many examples or as many terms to try to describe your feeling, but really at the end of the day it's about the other person picking up on that same feeling himself, and then he's in. Then he knows what you're feeling. So that's what happens when the Rashbi is trying to give us feelings, so to speak, of dynamics and things that are happening in spiritual realms. He's giving us by telling us that, usually going from a pasuk, from a certain verse, and saying this really is hinting to this parsuf or this sphira, and the relationship between this and that, and even that is actually, the Zohar was written by Rabbi Abba in a manner that that reveals a foot and conceals 4. So then we have all the Mefarshim in the Zohar, and we're very lucky to have the Matok Midrash to come and share with us even the Kabbalistic terminology that's hidden in the language of the Zohar. For example, even over here, all the Rashbi says that the 2 words mizot are the secrets of 2 worlds. How do we know that these 2 worlds happen to be Leah and Rachel? Well, thank God, this is because of many Mefarshim, and specifically in this case the Ramak and the Arizal, that went in and explained what the Rashbi is trying to tell us. And to get there, these had to be people that could relate to the Rashbi. They had to be on the level of the Rashbi, so to speak, or at least close to the Rashbi, where they can relate to what the Rashbi is saying. And the Matok Midrash, Baruch Hashem, was able to go and collect these and present it the way that we can understand it as well. But for us, even now that we see it, that Mizot corresponds to Rachel and Leah, or Leah and Rachel, which is Bina and Malchut, we still have to draw on what we know of what is the concept of Bina, what is the concept of Leah. Leah is the world of thought, and the other one's the world of speech. So it's Amadit Kasi and Amadit Gali, so it's the hidden world and the revealed world. And again, it's not the point to go into this detail. I mean, our point here, by the way, is to cover as much ground as possible in the Zohar and develop these terms and these feelings as we go along. So Mizot, these 2 words, are the secrets of 2 worlds, which we know is Leah and Rachel. That each one of them is a world b'fnei atzma, is a world by itself. Lama Leah nikret mi. Leah is called mi. As we said before, mi is the numerical value of 50, which corresponds to the sphere of Bina, which corresponds to the partzuf of Leah. The Rachel nikret zot. Zot means this, which usually corresponds to the sphere of Malchus, which corresponds to the partzuf of Rachel. Mitchabren kechada. והן מתחברות יחד, so this parts of Leah and Rachel, which in this case, by the way, the Rashbi is not calling them two partsufim, they're calling them two worlds, which means the world, the hidden world and the revealed world, really, in a sense. One is the world of thought, think about it, the world of thought and the world of speech, which are completely different worlds. And then, in this pasuk Mizod, they're connected together. They're bound up together.